Howdy, my name is Andy Griffith, and time permitting, I've got a secret.
I've Got a Secret, starring Garry Moore.
There we go. Just a minute while I get rearranged. There we go. Good evening. Wait a minute, get you turned around somehow. It's been so long. Any event, good evening and welcome to another edition of I've Got a Secret. Now, before you meet our twins, I would like you to meet our panel. First, there is Bill Cullen, and next, most happily, our own Jane Meadows, back with us this week. So good to see you, dear.
Oh, Gary, it's wonderful to be here.
And Henry Morgan.
Oh, Garry.
Oh, Betsy Palmer. That is our panel. Now, panel, I would like you to meet our twins, who are Linda and Teresa, and don't ask me which is which. But that's not all. We have more to show you. Will you come in, please? All of a family. All of them are brothers and sisters, and as anyone can plainly see, there are two sets of twins. I will not tell you the family name until the secret is revealed. But if you will whisper your secret to me, then we'll show it to the folks at home. Here we go. Whisper it to me. All right, this secret concerns something that happened to them, and let's start with Jane. Let's start with you.
Oh, Gary, thank you. Now, let me see. The fact that the name is withheld, would that help us in guessing the secret? Is that why we won't know their last name?
Well, as some members of the panel might find the last name most helpful, so we...
Well, now, this thing that happened to them, would a member of the panel be involved in it? No.
No, Mrs. X.
No.
I see. Would we be interested in when it happened to them?
No.
Is it that they are by any chance related to anybody on the panel?
No.
Would we be interested in where it happened to them?
No.
Well, it couldn't have happened too long ago. And it happened to all four children at once?
No.
No.
It happened to just maybe the mother?
Well, that's kind of a hard trick to do all by yourself. This happened to the children at different times. It happened to these two youngsters at one time and these two youngsters at another
Does the fact that they are twins have anything to do with the secret?
No.
I'm not getting very close to this, am I? Did it happen to the father as well?
No.
So it's just you five that the secret happened to?
Actually, the secret happened only to the four children. So now we go from Jane to Henry Morgan, please. $20 down, $60 to go.
Made up a wonderful joke. Mrs. X, you're a regular twin mill.
Good.
That's kind of you, and it wasn't. Mrs. X, did this happen to the children at birth?
Yes.
Is it something like they were born with a full head of hair, or they were born with all their teeth, or something of that sort?
No.
No.
Were they born on the same day?
No.
Were they born in the same... Is there some same, but is the word same in there?
Well, the word was not used in the secret, but they do share this experience mutually among the four of them.
Were they born in a sort of odd place?
No.
Were they, my brain died. I don't know.
$40 down, $40 to go. We go to Betsy Palmer.
Well, could it be, Mrs. X, that they were all born much sooner than they should have been born?
No.
They weren't premature babies then.
Now Jane thinks she knows.
Are they
late.
Were they delivered by the same doctor by any chance?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it her husband?
My husband?
Yeah.
Oh,
the
He never
producers...
told me he delivered twins. I didn't know that.
Well, the producers of the show are never too certain to know how much you know about your husband's patients and how much you don't, so we didn't know whether the name Stabile would mean anything to you or not. This is Mrs. Stabile. Look at him applauding for himself.
Yes.
Victor was just applauding for himself. And your good husband, Dr. Vincent Marandino, was the doctor who delivered all of these beautiful, beautiful children.
He did
Now,
pretty well.
these two that I have in my lap are identical twins, and they were born in '56. And Victor and Elizabeth are what we call fraternal twins, which means that they don't necessarily look alike, and they were born in 1957. Any of you remember Dr. Marandino?
No.
Obviously, she does. Well, now, before we go, we've got a little present for them. We all have trouble telling them apart. This is Linda, right over here?
No, that's Teresa.
That's Teresa? Well, that's exactly what I mean. Now, you just get down here. We have a little teeny gift for you. Not much. It isn't proper to show ladies' panties, I know, but you must see these little...
Look, aren't they lovely?
polka dots. We have for you, Mrs. Stabile, you can distribute them to the children when we get backstage. These are 4 bracelets, identification bracelets, with their names engraved on them so you can tell one from the other, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Stabile. Thank you. Come with me. Oh. I'll be right back. Can you imagine what she must go through at home with that all the time? Now, may we have... May we have our next contestant, please? Will you come in, sir? Good to see you. Have a seat.
Thank you.
Now, will you tell us what your name is, please, and where you are from?
My name is Jack Mallon, and I'm from Westbury, Long Island, New York.
All right, sir. Yes, Mr. Mallon, M-A-L-L-O-N. Will you tell us your secret? The folks at home are anxious. This I've got to see. Panel, Mr. Mallon's secret concerns something he is going to do. And we left off with Betsy, so we'll start with Bill.
Mr. Mallon, is this thing you're about to do physical?
Yes, sir.
And are you about to do it? I sort of jumped the gun, but will you do it on the air?
Yes, sir.
Will it require anyone's help?
No, sir.
You will do this alone?
I will.
On stage, on camera?
Right.
Is it a feat of strength?
No, sir.
Agility?
Skill, I think we would have to
Skill.
say. Yes.
Do you need some object to help you do this, sir?
Yes.
Just an inner tube in about 12 minutes. No, there are objects involved.
Are the objects connected with the arts, like a musical instrument or... are the objects connected with the arts, primarily?
No, they're not.
$20 down, $60 to go. We go to Jane Meadows.
Would this be a hobby as versus something to do with, let's say, your profession?
No.
It's a sideline resulting from his profession.
From his profession.
Yes.
Are you in the sciences, by any chance?
No, ma'am, I am not.
Should we go after his profession, Mr. Mallon's profession? Would that help us?
It might help, yes.
Are you a businessman?
Sort of.
Sort of a businessman?
Oh, I'm afraid, Mr. Mallon, I'd have to, in the gradual sense that you don't go to an in the usual sense that you go to an office and all that sort of thing. You are not a businessman, true?
All right.
All right.
Whatever his business, he does it at home. Would that be correct?
No, I do not.
I see. Are you a professional man?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Would you be a professor? Would you be a teacher?
Now, here again we run into semantics. When you say, are you a professional man, this usually, as used on our show, means do you have to have a degree to be
Yes.
what he is?
Yes.
He has a profession, and he is a professional at what he does, but you do not have to hold a degree to do this.
Well, Mr. Mallon looks to me like an athletic man. I know that strength is not involved in it, but would something athletic be involved in it?
Yes, it is.
I see. Are you going to do something in a sport line that we might consider a sport line?
Yes,
Then
ma'am.
the objects that you will use will be maybe a golf club or a ball or a golf club.
Yes.
You are...
$40 down and $40 to go, and we go to Henry Morgan.
It's about done, I guess. Jane done it. Are you a trick golfer?
No, I am not, sir.
Jane didn't done it.
For a living, he is a golf professional. In his capacity in which he will appear tonight, it does fall into the trick category.
It is a sort of a trick. The thing you're going to do.
Oh, a gimmick.
A gimmick with a golf club and a golf ball.
Right.
Okay. Now, let's say, is it putting?
No, sir, it is not.
Do you take a full swing and the ball goes somewhere?
Yes, it does.
Are you going to knock the cigarette out of Gary's mouth with a golf ball?
No.
That's wishful thinking.
No, I am not.
Is it something like that?
No.
You're going to bust it?
$60 down, $20 to go. Betsy Palmer, please.
Mr. Mallon, are any of us on the stage now going to be involved with what you do with the golf ball and club?
No, ma'am.
Nothing is. You aren't going to put it in Gary's mouth and hit it out of his mouth.
No, ma'am.
You mean with my mouth closed? Oh, that'll be all. No, no.
Be kind of puckered up like you're going to kiss someone. It'd be all right. Are you going to hit, is it a real golf ball, a heavy one, or is it one of the holy balls?
No, it's a real golf ball.
Real
Regulation golf ball.
Are you going to hit it out into the audience by any chance?
No, ma'am, I'm not.
I hope not. Are you going to be able to make it go straight up and down instead of horizontally?
No, ma'am.
Are you going to drive this ball at all?
I am.
That he's going to do. Panel, Jack Mallon's secret is that he is about to drive a golf ball through a 600-page telephone book. This is not a matter of strength. It's a matter of timing and agility, just as is true in any game of golf. Now, here is the Suffolk County telephone book, 600 pages. It's that thick, which is good and thick. And we heard about Jack Mallon through our good friends at U.S. Rubber, who make golf balls, the Royal Special, and we discovered the gentleman and his trick. Now, Mr. Mallon, if you will, you want to take your jacket off so you get a nice full swing? Thank you. And I'll sit here and... Now, wait a minute. I've got two Suffolk ones here. Well, this is the one with the classified. That's too thick, isn't it? You don't want that. That's 1,200 pages. Let's take the 600. I don't even know how it got out here. 600 pages, no gimmicks, okay? Here we go. This one's got the yellow pages in it as well. Oh, sorry. All right, now he will place the Suffolk telephone directory on the stage. Behind it, as you can see, we have lowered in a nylon net so that the ball cannot possibly rebound or hit anybody. On the other hand, Bill, it might be just as well for you to push back a little. And about 1.5 to 2 feet in front of the directory, Bill's taking off his glasses. He has placed the ball on a regulation rubber tee. And he's gauging his distance carefully. Then he takes his driver. You want to take a practice swing? Short practice swing, huh? Yeah, the microphone's cleared. Okay, now, it's going to go through the directory. Hold it now.
I'll give you 3 to 2.
Shame on you.
Now, let's see what happens. Ooh, you got halfway through. Here we go with the inner tube again. I got another book.
That's too fast.
This is the fat one. Don't we have any of the regulation ones? Without the yellow pages? Huh? One on your desk there. Yeah, that other one is the fat one, though, too. Oh, dear. This is, I'll tear the yellow pages off. One coming up. One's coming up? All right. get out of here. Oh, here's the regulation one. All right? Yes, sir. Got another ball? Because I've seen him do this, and it works. Funny part, here goes Andy Griffith again. Oh, dear. Funny thing, he did this 3 times for us, for me, before the show started, not for the panel,
How
obviously.
about double or nothing, Mr. Mound?
You keep saying that, Henry. Sing
That's the
one.
first time that it failed.
Like to make a little money on this show.
Apparently, now the book fell over. Apparently it had a spin on it, which cut it out, you know, toward the side of the book.
Yeah, he did slice a little. $10 even.
Now, this time, right smack through the middle of the... All right? Winston's, your money, and thanks for sticking to it. Thank you. Jack Mount. Now, we're going to meet our special guest in just a moment after the panel leaves the premises without taking their blindfolds with them. And now, our special guest for tonight, a gentleman who tried to make it on with us some weeks back and didn't because the fellow with the inner tube took up all of his time. Tonight he's going to make it. A talented young man who is currently rehearsing for the Broadway musical version of Destry Rides Again. Great man, Andy Griffith.
You made it. I could pretty near make a career out of not getting on your show.
May I do something that's going to sound like a plug? And it is kind of, but this is a personal plug for me. When Andy and I were working together not too long ago, he sang some songs for me, and I said, gee, I didn't know you could sing, and he reluctantly admitted that he had made an album. Took it home, I've almost worn it through to the other side. It's called Andy Griffith Shouts the Blues and Old-Timey Songs. I recommend it to you as from me to you. Never mind whether he makes the money or not.
You're a nice man. You're one of the finest boys I know anywhere. Yeah, and if times get bad, you come to my house and live.
I'll do
You can
that.
work out in the yard and around the house like that. If times get bad with me, can I come to your house and live and work in your yard?
Bring your banjo.
All right.
Now, Andy, about this show that you're going into, are you taking any Broadway, taking any acting lessons for Broadway?
No, Gary, I don't study because I don't want to find out what I'm doing wrong. I've got a lot of buddies that do, though. I got one of them. He's helping me some. He gives me a little advice every now and then.
Has he got some acting theory, like the Stanislavski method or something?
Well, he believes that whenever I play a part, I ought to think of myself as some kind of animal. You know, let's see, like if I was to play a sly part, well, I think of a fox.
Well, that, as a matter of fact, is a legitimate technique. I understand that Marlon Brando, when he was creating the part of Stanley in Streetcar Named Desire, tried to think of a bull, you know?
Yeah, and Charles Lawton probably thought of like a pig or a hog when he was doing Mutiny on the Bounty.
Yeah? Well, a lot of actors actually do use this technique.
I never have give it a try.
Well, you will tonight.
You reckon?
Yeah. Because here's what we're going to do. We're going to try this method. Every time they ask him a question, Andy will try to answer in the manner of a different kind of an animal. The name of the animal will be projected on your screen, and I have, just coincidentally here in my hand, a lot of names of animals, which I will hand to him as each question is asked, and he will be required to answer in that style. So let's get the panel back in, and we'll see if we can make it go.
Well, I'll give her a go-round.
Do a little bit of In the Pines for me while we're waiting.
Little In the Pines? You
Yeah.
want me to start her off?
Yeah.
You're going to join me?
Yeah.
In the pines where the sun never shines, I'm gonna shiver when the cold wind blows. If I had listened...
I like that now. We'll have to, because we'll never get to your secret again.
All right.
Panel, this concerns something that Andy Griffith will be doing. Where do we leave off? We left off with Henry, so we'll start again with Betsy.
No, you left off with me. I'll start if you'd like to.
All right.
Are you going to be doing this on the stage tonight, Andy?
Yeah.
Are you imitating an animal every time we ask you a question? Is that what you're going to do?
You're
You're
trying
not.
to cut me out of business, ain't you?
Oh, no. No, seriously. You look
Well,
like a
what will I
rabbit
say?
or a chipmunk.
No,
I
absolutely
don't know.
not.
No.
All right.
Next question.
Wait, he hasn't answered this one. Oh, he answered that one.
Oh, are you imitating an animal?
Animals?
Imitating a,
Oh!
No, thank you. I just ate.
yeah.
Well,
You wanted some dessert?
Gee, that does look good.
If you boil it right, it's real good, yeah.
I bet you don't swallow it.
What's your
do you?
question?
Are you imitating us? You look like me the first time and Bill the second time.
Are you imitating them?
Oh. No.
All right,
I
now,
might swallowed that pencil.
don't do that, you get lead poisoning. What? What'd you say, Chester? You say they guessed the secret? I know they did, but then we won't have any program if we don't keep on playing this.
Oh, let him do.
What?
Andy.
No, I want to watch it. You see, Andy's my friend. I'm talking to my producer. Just want to get the boom over here. This is our producer, Chester Feldman, and we don't get to talk very often.
Let him imitate an animal and see if they can guess what animal he's doing.
Well, you see, Andy's a friend of mine, right? We got an animal coming up, and this is why I wanted him to keep on going, because I'm doing this next animal as a personal favor to him, and then from there on, I don't care what happens, all right?
Do it.
Okay, Chester. Thank you.
You have his okay.
And I'd like to thank you, too, Chester. I appreciate it. You can stay at my house, too.
We go to Bill Cullen, and Bill Cullen asked a question.
Yeah,
Let's go
I'll
to
do
Jane. Go to
I'll
Jane.
do the picking any way you look at it.
All right.
I'm not
Ask
convinced
anything.
that he's doing animals. It looks an awful lot like us.
We're
Are
animals.
you and we are animals.
If
Are you
please
sure?
in a way,
Are
we're
you
animals.
are you truly not imitating us, Andy?
In the pines.
It's almost suspicious. Oh!
No, I wasn't imitating you.
He's got a big blob of my lipstick.
Have I got lipstick on me?
Right on the end of your nose.
Have I?
Yeah.
Can I keep it?
We were, of course, he was imitating animals. I don't know whether you've heard of the method or not, but of actors, they say, if they're doing a part like a sly part, think like a fox, you know?
Yeah.
So he was trying to answer in the manner of a different animal every time, and I kept playing the game, even though you guessed it, because I wanted him to get to wolf.
He wanted me to kiss you.
Oh.
And I wanted to, too, and I did, and I'm glad. You can come live in my house, too, huh?
Darling, you're a red-nosed wolf.
Now, Bill and Henry, Jane,
I
Betsy.
apologize. I really do.
That's all right.
But what kind of an animal is a pencil sharpener?
A woodpecker.
I was a
Beaver.
beaver.
Oh.
Eating wood, you know.
And I thought the rabbit was me.
Oh,
Well,
you
now,
did?
they do say that all people resemble some kind of an animal. Jane, Henry, and Betsy, what kind of an animal does Bill Cullen look like?
A little dog, a little spaniel. Yes, darling, you've got the... No, I mean by little, I mean a sweet little
Can you make
spaniel
me-
with a soft brown eye.
Make me a great Dane.
You're the greatest, Dave.
Henry, what does he look like?
What does Bill look like?
Yeah.
A dog.
Come on. Bill, what does Henry look like?
I don't know, but he's going to get bit before he gets out of here.
Exactly like a wolf.
Yes, he does.
Henry looks like a wolf.
Yes.
Henry looks like a wolf?
Yes, you
He looks like a sheep in wolf's clothing to me.
He's more like belongs to the fish family.
You know,
Like an eel or something.
This is one of the most charming games I've ever...
Henry, will you turn profile to camera 1? Turn profile to camera 1. Like that.
Not like an
Now,
eel.
if he doesn't look like, if anybody reads Pogo, if he doesn't look like the owl in Pogo, does he? He looks exactly like the owl in Pogo.
I think he looks more like P.T. Bridgeport. That's the bear, the brown bear.
You won't believe this.
What?
You won't believe this a bit. But the way I've been able to live this long is I pretend that I'm extremely handsome.
Henry,
And there's no sense in your tearing it down.
I know some very good-looking owls. There's a girl
They introduced me to one.
Well, there's a girl I used to know in Baltimore, Elsie Owl, and boy, she was something to look like.
Oh, they're always from out of town.
Andy?
Yeah.
You seem to survive one disaster after another on this show. I want to thank you very much for being with us tonight. Much luck with Destry riots again, and
I
thanks so
enjoyed it.
much for being with us. Andy
My
Griffith.
pleasure.
See you at my
I
house.
enjoyed it.
All right. I'll be right back. And so until next week, then, goodbye.
This has been a Mark Goodson, Bill Cladman production. This is John Cannon speaking.